Hello Aquarius, I'm Poetic Heretic, and this is your March 2017 Tarot Forecast. Do remember you can use these videos for your sun, rising, and moon signs. So let us begin. You begin the month with the Queen of Cups. Now, she can be both positive and negative for you because on the positive end, this is the energy of motherliness, warmth, affection, friendliness, support, as well as emotional balance and sympathy and intuition and understanding. And also, I would say healing and nurturing. And so this represents your current outside influences right at the beginning of the month. And so that is very, very supporting and warm energy around you at the beginning of the month. However, she can also be the energy of dreaminess, but in a negative sense, and being out of touch with reality. This can also be weakness and apathy and hesitation and gullibility, impressionability, timidity or fear. But I think what's most significant here to consider is the energy of dreaminess and being very emotional, and also creativity and artistry being more on the positive side of things. But something else I think this points to is, while I am not technically an astrologer, I do study astrology and know a fair amount about it, and I did see that Neptune is lining up with the Sun on March 1st. And Neptune is the planet of dreaminess and dissolving boundaries and all of that kind of energy that is very similar to the Queen of Cups. And so notice how you guys pulled this right at the beginning of the month. This is representing at least the first few days of the month, but it's on March 1st specifically that Neptune lines up with the Sun. So remember, it's largely what the Queen of Cups is telling you, that day will be great for creativity and dreaming and like art of all forms, basically anything that requires using the right brain and creativity. But it will not be so good for having a grasp of reality, for seeing things clearly, seeing things as they are. With the energy of Neptune, you're never really seeing things as they are. You're in an illusion and stuff like that. So just remember, that's the kind of energy you have to work with at the beginning of the month, especially on the 1st. On the 1st, it affects all of us, of every sign, no matter who you are. But it might be hitting you guys a little bit more than even other people on average. Now, this could be holding you back somewhat, because as we look at the challenge card this month, or what may help or hinder you, you have the Three of Wands reversed. This is saying that the challenge for you this month will be moving forward regardless of things trying to hold you back. The challenge will be to make favorable progress and to keep working away at any projects you're working on, or whatever you're working on, whatever is important to you. This this dreaminess, this water energy of emotion and dreaminess and illusion may be trying to, or may be holding you back in some way, making it difficult for you to see clearly enough to move forward. So remember to work with that energy as best you can. But for the whole month in general, you're basically going to want to try to see clearly the vast majority of the time and make progress based on that, and not fall into a loss of faith or belief in what you're doing, or weakness or a lack of conviction, to not give in to any feelings like that. For the underlying energy, you have the Knight of Pentacles. This is a card that is again talking about weakness and hesitation, and also not having a sense of the right direction to move in, and perhaps even aimlessness, which is basically the same thing. So again, it's reminding you to not be held down by that. Like, this card is representing everything that forms the foundation of your current situation this month. And so it's basically like saying that, the things around you, the things that are the foundation, are trying to hold you down. They're trying to hold you back. They're trying to prevent you from making the progress that you're trying to make. And so don't let them do that. If this is referring to other people, it's not like they're trying necessarily to hold you back. In fact, they probably aren't, but they may be doing that inadvertently. Now, this card can also talk about, at least sometimes, the idea of being a little too materialistic and success-oriented, and to not overwork yourself. And so it's like, if that's you and you're feeling like you need rest, then this card is definitely advising you to get more rest. And we also have the High Priestess reversed coming up that advises that same sort of thing. And this can even point to the risk of an illness. And so that's something that you want to watch out for. Definitely get your rest if you need it, and maybe take a little extra care of your health this month. For the past and issues you've had to deal with, you have the Hierophant reversed. This is talking about issues around a lack of stability, a lack of order. This can also talk about an illness, and so that might have been something you were dealing with and maybe are still dealing with. And again, we have a card here that talks about having a poor grasp of reality, and so that could have bled right into the present here, again with the influence of the Queen of Cups right at the start of the month, the influence of the Sun lining up with Neptune astrologically at the beginning of the month. And so the card is advising you that, like, especially if that's still the case for you, to stay focused on physical reality and facts. It's not going to be so easy to do it, in all honesty, on the first of the month. In fact, I would recommend not even really trying to do that day unless you have to for something, but instead, if you can, to use the very first of the month, maybe even the first few days of the month if possible, for more creative endeavors, dreaming, creating, being artistic. But of course that's not going to be possible for everyone, so if that's the case, then basically you're just going to have to do the best you can, but making favorable progress regardless, and trying to stay focused on physical reality and facts, especially with this being the Hierophant card, will be helpful to you. For what you hope to achieve this month, you have the Page of Swords reversed. This card talks about stagnation, imprisonment, inner turmoil, no self-development, aimlessness, also a failure to adapt and feeling blocked. But of course this is in what you hope to achieve, and so when that happens, this is saying that what you hope to achieve is the breaking free from the imprisonment or the aimlessness or the no self-development. And again, when we take this with the rest of the spread, we have yet another card here talking about how you want to break free from that. But what I really interpret this to mean is wanting to focus on the realm of ideas and philosophies, and different perspectives and clear thinking. It's like you feel held back by circumstances that don't allow for more personal development, basically. You feel almost imprisoned by them, or blocked by them. And what you're wanting to do is to find things that basically move the mind and move the intellect, and revive your sense of interest and curiosity, that the more you get into them, the more you develop your inner self, basically. That is primarily what I associate this card with. So anything that interests you, focus on it. Anything that you're curious about, investigate it if you can. And that kind of stuff is on your mind this month. And also, even trying to be like adaptable and flexible is another angle of this, that you're trying to do, despite things that you feel like may be holding you back. However, for the near future of this month, you have the Ace of Wands, so it looks like you guys are very much up to the challenge, because your challenge being making favorable progress, while the Ace of Wands is all about concentrated energy and inspiration. So early in the month, about a week or two into the month, this is indeed when things start to pick up and go from being all dreamy to much more extroverted and action driven. I mean, we got concentrated energy, vitality, new beginnings, focus, determination, enthusiasm, inspiration, motivation, seizing the day, getting things done, taking the reins, going for broke. And I would say primarily the energy of new beginnings and inspiration, and the idea of concentrated or intense energy. So it looks a lot like, also, when we take the Ace of Wands with the Page of Swords card here, that you guys are wanting to really kind of go your own way this month and assert your individuality more. The Ace of Wands is also the energy of being very assertive, asserting yourself. And when we look back here with the Hierophant reversed, it could even be that some of you are abandoning belief systems that no longer served you, and instead deciding for yourself what you think you believe and what makes sense to you, and going your own way and embracing the new beginnings of that and the excitement of that. So a couple of possibilities, but there you have it. For your attitude or position on the situation about halfway through the month, you have the High Priestess reversed. This has both positive and negative possibilities yet again. On the positive side, you could be feeling no longer lonely if you were feeling lonely, no longer so withdrawn if you were feeling withdrawn. Also, lighter moods and improved circumstances, or you're feeling like circumstances are improving, and also increased trust, possibly the trust in things working out intuitively, or an intuitive inner trust that things are working out as they should. However, negatively, this could indicate that you're feeling an inability to rest, like you're not getting enough rest. This could be you're feeling like you're out of touch with your inner world, and not in touch with your intuition or emotions. And so, again, this card is advising you, like we mentioned earlier, to get rest if you need it, first of all, and also to remember to be in touch with your emotions and be in touch with your intuition and your subconscious mind and all that is in the realm of thoughts. Remember, thoughts and ideas, like we talked about up here. Remember to include all of that as well, your inner world in conjunction with your outer world. And it could even be that with the Ace of Wands energy here, all that intense enthusiasm and passion and getting a lot of stuff done, there may be the risk in that of overexerting yourself. And you need to remember to rest as well and maintain that balance. So if you do find yourself overworking yourself, make sure you get your rest, especially around halfway through the month. For the outside force coming in, you have the Queen of Swords. This could, first of all, manifest as a person who would most likely be an adult female air sign who is 36 or older. But whether this manifests as a person or not, the Queen of Swords is the energy of objectivity and perceptiveness and the intellect and seeing things as they are, seeing clearly, communicating clearly, perceiving. Also the energy of insight and knowledge and learning, so you might have that coming your way. The energy of biting humor and being detached, and I would say perceptiveness perhaps above all else. But it could be, that some kind of insight is coming your way or knowledge that is going to help you in some way. And it could also be someone who is coming to teach you something, the energy of learning. Someone may enter your life that teaches you something that's going to help you get to where you want to go. But regardless, this could be a person, a place, or a circumstance, but it is the energy of objectivity and rational thinking and intelligence and perceptiveness. For your hopes or fears, you have the Three of Cups reversed. You may be afraid that in going your own way, or in breaking free from the stagnation or whatever it is, that you may be hurting someone's feelings in the process, or suffering a broken friendship or broken relationship in the process. You may be afraid of the negative effect that might have on other people. And notice how this is a 3 and this is a 3, talking about the favorable progress that you want to make. 3s are communication. You may be afraid that your reasons for doing what you have to do may not be communicated clearly to other people, and you're wishing that it could be communicated clearly to them why you have to do what you have to do, and you have to go your own way, in whatever form that takes. Now, it looks like, though, because that's basically what you're hoping for. You're hoping, that it is communicated clearly. You're hoping that you don't have to hurt anyone's feelings. You're hoping that people do understand. You're hoping that people can celebrate your successes rather than feel hurt by them in some way. It looks like you're probably going to get that because for the outcome card, you guys pulled the 9 of Cups. So how do I put this? This is one of the best outcomes you could probably have for the whole month, because the 9 of Cups is the energy of satisfaction and fulfillment and enjoying the pleasures of life and feeling very content and satisfied and delighted by everything, basically. The enjoyment of everything is the energy of this card. So this all culminates into a time in your life that is very specifically and pointedly and especially enjoyable and pleasant. And it can often involve, like we kind of see here with the Three of Cups, the friendship of other people. It could be family, it could be having a lover by your side, it could be any combination of that. And also just having like a party basically, or having a lot of good food, a lot of good entertainment, a lot of good everything. That's how all of this is turning out basically. So that's extremely good news. Now, with it being a nine, nines talk about something that is almost done, almost complete. So it could even be that that you are taking a bit of a break from things and enjoying the pleasures of life, basically, while you wait for something to finish. That's more or less the vibe that I get from it. Nines being like a waiting period a lot of times, where you get to just enjoy life. At least that is the way I read them anyway. So, but regardless, an extremely good card, a card of enjoying the pleasures of life. So this month you start out with stagnation and dreaminess that may or may not help you, and you're trying to break free. And then you get the Ace of Wands energy, which is all about passion and focus and concentrated energy and new beginnings. But the challenges aren't over yet. But then you end the month with the positivity of the Nine of Cups, the enjoyment, the pleasure, the fulfillment, and the satisfaction, and all of that. So, there you go, Aquarius. The only other thing I forgot to mention is that the Knight of Pentacles can also manifest as an adult male earth sign who is older. So most likely 36 or older anyway. So that's about it. I hope you enjoyed, Aquarius. I hope you have a great month. This has been a tarot forecast for the sign of Aquarius for the month of March 2017 from Poetic Heretic. Don't forget to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And thanks for watching.